My neighbors hate me. Hello, welcome to my video. If you're from my Instagram, I love you. If you're not from my Instagram, I love you all the same. So you've read the title, you know that I'm going to be trying out European drugstore products today. So I actually got this idea from Miss Trixie Mattel, who did a similar thing on her YouTube channel about a couple of days ago, and she did the UK version. I'm doing the European version because that's where I'm from. And these were all products that I was able to find in my local drugstore. Now, not all of these are European products per se. I have a little Milani here as well, but it's still a product that I was able to find in my drugstore, which is in Europe. So really, that's the only thing I cared about, girl. So if you're interested, then please keep on watching. So first up, I'm gonna prime, and for this I'm gonna use the Milani eyeshadow primer, which I have never tried, believe it or not. I know that this used to be a cult favorite like a while ago, but I never gotten around to trying it, so I'm really excited to see what actually it does. Interesting consistency. So far, it sort of reminds me of the Benefit Professional facial primer. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, really, but I'll let you know as soon as I know. Now, girl, this was expensive, I have to say. This was about 12 euros in my drugstore, but that's probably because it's a, US imported product, so it's probably cheaper in the US. But this was a lot of money for an eye primer if it's not good. I don't like how it just disappears. I know that it's clear, I know that, but I don't like how it literally just disappears. It's making me a little nervous, but I'm gonna give it a chance. Anyway, the P. Louise primer that I literally use on a daily basis is also around 12 euros. And that primer can be used for literally anything. I use it when I want to achieve a soft glam. I also use it when I have editorial looks to do or crazy like 16 eyeshadows on one eye type of looks as well. So I don't know. If this is as good as the P. Louise, then we can talk, but otherwise, By the way, I did my brows off camera because I just needed a good start to this video in case all else fails, because I really don't have a lot of faith in these products. Okay, well, I guess that's that. Moving on to the eyeshadow. I got an Essence eyeshadow palette. Now, I don't know about her. I really don't. I didn't want to do this, but I've heard from some of my friends that the Essence eyeshadow formulations are getting better. So I said, you know what? I'm never gonna test that theory, if not now, so that's why I got it. Now, something that I'm noticing is for how sheer this primer went on, I can actually feel it on my eyelids now. I can't exactly explain it, but I can feel that it's there, which is a weird foreign feeling, but I mean, we'll see what that does. And girl, I already applied my first eyeshadow color. I know that you can't see that, but it's supposed to be there. It's not. Okay, take two. Okay, let me go with the darker color, maybe. I mean, that's sort of visible, right? A little bit. Okay, so after about 3 coats, I mean, that's mostly visible, so I'm gonna move on to the next eye. I'm also having some difficulties blending this already, and there's only one shade on my lid, but for some reason, once it sticks to certain parts of my eye, it doesn't really move, and I can't really blend it how I'm used to blending eyeshadow. Now, that could be the eye primer, but it could also very well be this eyeshadow. So, I mean, who knows? The primer and the shadows are praying for my downfall, and that's all that I know. Okay, so now with a small detailed brush, I'm just trying to darken the outer corner. Okay, that's better. I like that. That's visible, but boy, the fallout in the pan is already crazy, and I just dipped in once. See, look, that fallout that's very crazy. That's too much. I mean, okay, this shade is cooperating with me at least, so I'm not that mad at it. It's still not the easiest to blend, but I think that might actually be the primer underneath. It's sort of clinging to certain spots, even though I tried to put the primer on evenly, so I don't know what that's about, but okay. I'm just gonna do another layer on top of this. Okay, okay, I'm trying out the lightest shimmery shade right now. That's pretty, but the fallout is so dramatic that I'm like eating some of it. I feel it sticking to my lip gloss and to the rest of my face. Now I'm using a slightly darker shimmery shade to just, try and add a little extra oomph to this look. This eye look is the saddest excuse for an eye look that I've done in quite a while, let me tell you. So I have to clean off the fallout. I mean, it's pretty bad. You probably can't see it on camera, but it's sort of everywhere, so I really need to clean. Other than that, I think I'm done with the eye look. I mean, it's a boring, cool-toned, brown, smoky. You know what it's giving? It's giving the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk era. You remember when everybody used to use the Jumbo Pencil as like a primer and then did looks like these? That's what it's giving. I don't like it. I'm not living for it. I don't even have a pulse, but let's move on to the lashes and then, you know, whatever, just I want to be done. So now that I moved on to my base, I actually clipped my hair and I'm now using the Belle Hypoallergenic Anti-Smog Primer, and this apparently has hemp seed extract, so do with that information what you will. I'm applying it all over my face, and now that I'm rubbing it in, honestly, it has sort of a cooling effect, which I don't mind, especially for the summer. So this part's already dry and the primer is starting to feel a little sticky, which is good. It's giving me hope. So let's move on to the foundation. So for the foundation, I got the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. This is something that I've seen on TikTok, so I wanted to try it. Immediately, can you look, please? This doesn't have an applicator. This doesn't really have anything. This is just sort of whatever. So immediately hate that right off the bat, but I'm still gonna try out the foundation. Now, I don't know if I color matched well because you know how drugstore lighting is, but if I didn't, I mean, I can usually fix that, so it's not that big of a deal. And with this, I'm using the Evelyn Cosmetics makeup sponge. I mean, the sponge seems pretty soft and it grew about twice its size after I wet it. So, you know, standard. The shade isn't too bad, and I'm also looking at my skin in a mirror up close while I'm doing this as well, and I think the primer is acting nicely. The foundation is not clinging to any dry spots or any specific spots whatsoever. I think everything's blending out smoothly so far, and actually I'm quite liking this makeup sponge as well. And I know you're thinking, girl, it's a makeup sponge, like how bad can it be? But girl, I've tried some rotten makeup sponges, drugstore or otherwise. So okay, as I finish up, I mean, the foundation is not bad. I like the consistency. It's not making my skin textured more than it is in any way. So this is what the foundation looks like. I mean, I don't hate it. It's not the worst. So moving on to concealer. Now I got a Deborah Milano 24-hour Perfect All Over Concealer. And again, don't know if I got the shade right, but I guess we'll find out together. It has a pretty big applicator, so, you know, I don't mind that. That's doable. Oh, this is dark. Oh, this is too dark for me. Okay, it's not that dark. This is doable. This concealer, let me tell you, grabbed my attention because it claims that it's long wear and waterproof. And I just said, you know what? We'll just see about that. I'm really gonna put it to the test today. And this sponge, the more I use it, the more I like it. This is really cute. So I'm blending out the under eyes as I normally would. So I'm waiting for my under eyes to get even more tacky to blend them out fully. But honestly, as of right now, I really like the coverage of this concealer. Okay, so you can send me to makeup jail, but I had to set my under eyes with the same thing that I set them with every day, just to give them a fighting chance to really see how the concealer and the foundation are gonna hold up under there. I'm not gonna set anything else on my face though, so just this little area. Okay, so that's set. You know what? I'm not mad. The concealer is actually pretty impressive. As you can see, the coverage, I look like I got a full hefty 9 hours of sleep, which is pretty impressive to me, so. Okay, now I'm gonna backtrack to mascara and then move along to the rest of my face. I am using the classic, the iconic 2000 Calorie by Max Factor. I used to use this in like middle school and I remember it being good, and I was just curious to see if that holds up today. So this is the before, this is the after. I would say that this is a solid mascara still, but let me do my other eye before I read. So yeah, now that that's done, you can see this is really a separating and lengthening mascara, which I personally love. I mean, it still does add a little bit of volume, but not that much. But you know what? I can live with that. I really like this mascara. So for bronzer, I am using a She Bronzing Powder It looked nice because it looked like one of the only bronzers in the drugstore that had a cool undertone. So I was like, okay, maybe let's try this. But let me tell you right off the gate, I don't have good experiences with this brand. I used to use it a little bit when I was in middle school, and then even middle school me said, you know what, boot, I can't do this. So this is gonna be interesting. The gag is, it doesn't look bad so far and I'm not mad at it, but I just really have to dig into the packaging to get any pigment out of this. Also, it blends normally like my regular bronzer does, so that's fine. Now for blush, I got an Art Deco blush. I've heard good things about these blushes, but look at this packaging. It's so stunning. Come on, blush. Okay, so I swirled my brush in there, and I'm now applying it to my face. It's a really light pink little vibe. It's cute. Like, am I obsessed with it? No. Is it super innovative? No, but the packaging is really cute and it's a good, decent blush. Okay, so now I got a setting spray. This is an Essence setting spray. It's called Instant Matte Makeup Setting Spray. Now, I remember using this, I think my first year of high school probably, and I remember this really mattifying me at the time. Now, that might be a lie, so we're here to test that out today. Cute. Now that we've done that, I have a highlighter here, and this one is from Alberta. It's from Alberta. Anyway, Alverde, I think. And it looks like a gold highlighter, which I'm a fan of. But let's remember that this is supposed to be a highlighter, not an eyeshadow. And that's just a little prayer and affirmation that I'd like to say before applying drugstore highlighters, because I have been burned and scorned. So let's see if I'll be that again. Okay, I sprayed my brush because I don't trust the pigment. Girl, help me. That looks pretty good on the viewfinder, but you remember when I said that it's supposed to be a highlighter, not an eyeshadow? This looks like I applied a gold eyeshadow as a highlighter. Like, it's really not highlighting as much as it just is giving gold pigment, and I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be really. And I know I'm picky when it comes to highlighters, but come on now. I don't like it. So last but not least, lips, and I have a Belle Hypoallergenic Long Wearing Lip Pencil here. That's the same brand as that face primer was. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I use this every single day. This is my go-to lip pencil. It's the shade 03, and it's a perfect nude. I love it. So I did cheat a little bit, but I just want you to see it. I just want you to see it work its magic. It's such a pretty shade. That's so pretty. I love that. Now I have a throwback lipstick. I bought a Revlon lipstick. I haven't used one of these in so long, but I did buy it, and this is in a pinky shade because I like to combine this lip pencil with a MAC pinky lip normally. So let's see if I can achieve a similar combo today with these two. To be honest, not only is this a similar combo, but this pretty much, even to me, looks like a dupe for the exact MAC lipstick that I use every time, every day. Yeah, so this is a very pretty shade. It's called Pink in the Afternoon, and I would say that it's a very close dupe to a MAC Fanfare lipstick. So, you know, go off. And with that, we're done with today's makeup. Now let's move on to final thoughts. Okay, so I mean, I don't look half bad. I would actually contemplate going out with this makeup. I think I have some mail to pick up, so I might actually really go and do that, but let's move on to rating. So the Milani eyeshadow primer is an ugh out of 10 acceptable, because that's what I would give it. I don't know, maybe like a 3 or a 4. Would I buy this again? No. Do I like this? No. Do I think that it did anything? No. In fact, it does cling to certain spots of your eye if you do mix it with foundation and concealer, which, I mean, it's going on your face, so it's bound to get mixed up with other products, and so that's not ideal. Also, it doesn't have any coverage, which I think that's on me since I did get the transparent kind. I don't know if they have any, you know, flesh toned primers, but I did get this one, so I guess that's on me. But I also didn't really feel it helping or elevating my eyeshadows in any way. It didn't add any more pigment. It didn't help the eyeshadows cling on, and the shadows did sort of cling on in certain spots, but not in others. That could be the primer, but that also could be the eyeshadows. Also, something a little weird, when I was removing some of the residual primer that I had left on my hand, it sort of came off like lash glue, like in clumps, which is not cute, so I don't like this. Never gonna use it again. Probably gonna give it to my mom. Sorry, Mom. I mean, sorry and you're welcome? Whatever. The Essence Rose Edition eyeshadow palette. No. No out of 10. It sort of doesn't blend the best, but it's also not the worst.
I ain't saying I'm the best, but I ain't the worst.
Like, I did blend it out a decent amount in the end, and would I use this if I were on a deserted island and had absolutely no makeup other than this? Yes, I would. But would I actually use this in real life, or would I repurchase this palette again? I most certainly wouldn't. So I don't know. Is that like a 3 or 4 out of 10? Now the Max Factor 2000 calorie mascara, honestly, this is one of those products that you haven't used in a while and then you use it again and you go, why did I ever stop using this? It's a pretty nice lengthening and separating mascara. It does give off some volume, but not a whole lot, but honestly, I don't personally mind that, so for me, it's a solid 9 out of 10. Now the Bell Hypoallergenic Anti-Smog Primer. I actually really like this. I would be interested to try this in combination with my normal base routine to see how it reacts to my actual normal everyday foundation. I do think that it was decent. So, I mean, I guess I'd give it maybe a 7 out of 10, but I'll let you know in future videos if I end up really liking it and using it on a daily basis and if that score gets higher. Now, the Catrice Cosmetics True Skin Foundation. You know what? I was surprised and shook. And it does look pretty true skin-like. It is pretty cute, and I think that right now I'm at about a medium coverage, and I think that I could still build it up, so I actually do really like it. I am gonna be trying this again and seeing how I feel about it. It doesn't feel too heavy on my face either, which is, you know, a plus, obviously. The only thing, that applicator is a joke, so I don't know, maybe since I don't know the staying power yet, the longevity of the foundation, I guess maybe let's leave it at an 8, but this has the potential to be a 9, or maybe dare I even say it, a 10. Now the Deborah Milano 24-hour all over concealer. Honestly, again, really liked this. I mean, the coverage is pretty medium to full coverage, so that's great. I did pick a shade that not necessarily isn't my shade, but I could have gone a shade lighter, let's just say that. But you know, being in the drugstore, you never know what you're gonna get, so whatever. So I think I will actually be using this again to test it out even further and see how I feel about it. So I think I'll say the same thing as I did with the foundation, so maybe 8. Now the Evelyn Cosmetics Makeup Sponge. Love it. I'm gonna continue using it. I don't think it's bad at all. I wouldn't add anything to it. Actually, I think that that's a pretty good solid 10 out of 10. It reminds me of the Real Technique sponges. Pretty good, solid sponge. Now the She Bronzing Powder, it's not the worst. It's probably about a 5 out of 10 for me. The color is nice and you can build it up, but I don't think I could build it up any more than this. Honestly, this is about its limit. So that's why it's a 5 out of 10, and you really have to, you know, dig in there to get even this much on your face. So I don't really like that. I wouldn't really repurchase this, but you know what? If you're in a pinch, it's fine. Now the Art Deco Blush. This was pretty good as pink blushes go. This was decent, cute. Was I wowed? Not really. It's sort of a basic pink blush shade wise, but packaging wise it is really pretty, so I guess I'll give it a 6, maybe 7 out of 10, you know, because of the presentation. And the blush is cute and decent and nice, but it's not anything super innovative or anything that, you know, we haven't already seen 1,000 times. So now the Essence Instant Matte Setting Spray. Good, I liked it. Is it instantly mattifying? A little bit, but not that much. So what is that, maybe a 7 out of 10? Sure. Now the Bell Hypoallergenic Long Wearing Lip Pencil, 10 out of 10. If you're gonna buy anything from this video, buy the makeup sponge and buy the lip pencil. It's great. I literally use this every single day, like even before this video, so I can really say that it's a great lip pencil, you know? Now the Revlon lipstick. I like it, I do. I think it's cute. It does remind me of my go-to MAC lipstick, like I said. Now, the MAC one, the Fanfare lipstick, is a little bit more shimmery. It has some shimmer to it. This one doesn't really. It's sort of got a natural matte finish. So that's that. But I mean, otherwise, shade-wise, it's a pretty good dupe, I would say. So I like it. And you know, Revlon makes decent lipsticks, so probably a 8 or 9 out of 10, just because I know that the staying power of these is not, you know, that long wearing. But again, also it's not meant to be. It's just a regular lipstick. It's not a liquid lipstick. The Alverde highlighter, I'll give it a 3. I can't give it more than a 3. It's not a highlighter. It says that it's a highlighter. It's a bad golden eyeshadow. And with that, we're done with today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I really was expecting for this to go way worse than it actually ended up going, so I'm satisfied. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!